Alright, hello everybody, Salamis here, and contrary to popular belief, I am in fact alive. I've just been exceedingly lazy lately, sorry about that. But today I'm going to be bringing you a video on 6 Mega Evolutions to watch out for. So let's start off right at the beginning here. You can see we have Mega Kangaskhan up on the screen. Should not be a surprise to anyone who played VGC 14 or anybody who's getting into VGC 15 that Mega Kangaskhan is a Pokemon to watch out for. It's a pretty big threat. Now, I've left the moves on Kangaskhan and all of these guys open to just go and highlight a couple things you might see. Kangaskhan, you're definitely going to see Return, or, wait a minute, Double Edge. One of those two, Return and Double Edge, are definitely going to be on Kangaskhan. You're going to see one of those two unless you run into one of the weird Facade sets. Besides that, Return/Double Edge. Oh, whatever. Let's just call this Return and assume that Double Edge is also here. You're also going to be seeing a lot of Fake Out, although this slot is the slot that you might see other things like Protect. You get what I'm saying? Fake Out, Protect. What else? Sucker Punch is big. And then down here, you run into a very, very interesting move slot. Until recently, it was occupied by Power Up Punch. But now, Kangaskhan gets access to moves like Low Kick, which is a great way to beat Tyranitar, great way to beat Heatran, great way to beat anything fighting weak, really. And it also gets Drain Punch, which is interesting, to say the least. Kangaskhan restoring HP is not a sight you want to see. Also, one more thing to mention, and it's had this for the entire time, it's had this through VGC 14, but does get Hammer Arm, and Hammer Arm can allow Kangaskhan to function under Trick Room as it can cut its speed in half in one turn, which is really interesting. Now here, you should all know Kangaskhan's stats. Very good bulk with 105, 100, 100, 125 attack, Parental Bond, doing a lot of damage. Kangaskhan's pretty cut and dry. There's not really much to say. You're probably going to want to opt... Well, personally, I think the way to go is going to be a bulky spread. EV to, I don't know, outspeed Smeargle, speed creep Smeargle, and speed creep things trying to speed creep Smeargle, and then go for bulky offense. At least I think that's the way to play it, especially with the next two, Salamis and Metagross, both outspeeding max speed Jolly Kangaskhan. I'm calling bulk. Salamis, everybody's favorite new Mega. Kangaskhan is still the favorite Mega, but Salamis is the favorite new Mega. Now these stats, before we actually go into the move pool, I'm going to look at the stats, because there are two real ways to run Salamis. You have the physical attacking set, and you have the special attacking set. I guess you could run a mixed set, and some mixed sets will probably do well, but I just don't really feel a mixed set for Salamis. Because of the 120 base speed, many people are probably just going to go straight for the Timid or Jolly. Most are probably going to run Jolly because physical is probably going to be the more common set, and go straight for speed. Now, for physical, you're going to be seeing moves like, once again, cannot spell. There we go. Return. Double Edge is probably going to be more popular. So whatever. Dragon Claw is going to be a thing. Earthquake is going to be a thing. And Protect is going to be a thing. Earthquake is probably going to be there mostly for things like Heatran, because if you don't run Earthquake, Heatran walls Salamence pretty badly. Special sets make use of things like Hyper Voice, Draco Meteor, and what was the other one it gets? Well, I think Fire Blast is what you're probably going to be seeing. You do have to watch out for Heatran, and I suppose if you really want to be that guy, you could run Hydro Pump, but I'm not thinking that you want to do that. So the standard set's probably going to be a physical set like this with Double Edge. What's it? Double Edge, Dragon Claw, Earthquake. Probably not exactly like this, but you're going to be seeing a mix of these four moves on most all Salamence. Personally, I mean, look. 0 speed, and it already outspeeds max speed Smeargle. And I mean, look at that defense. It's obscene, 130. I personally think that you're going to want to go for a more bulky spread. And let's actually take a moment. This is going to be a long video. let's hop over to the Pokemon Showdown damage calc. Grab some Salamence. Drop it down to level 50 because VGC. Buff that special defense to 90. Bring up a Ludicolo. Let's take it down to 50. 252. We do not want Life Orb. Let's give it no item. Let's assume it's Assault Vest. Okay, Ice Beam. Doing a nice amount of damage, but let's crank this up. Let's crank up the HP. What did I have? I had 190. No, I had 172. Okay. Then throw up the special defense. There we go, 196. Now look at these defensive stats. You have 192, 150, and 135. I mean, that's just terrifying. And you can still invest 140 in attack, putting you at 201, which is just ridiculous. And remember, before Salamence Mega Evolves, it gets Intimidate. So that's pretty ridiculous. Now down here, you just substitute that in for Dragon Dance, and bam, you're done. Although Earthquake might be better than Dragon Claw in most situations, and Double Edge, you might want to substitute it for a return to extend longevity if you're really going to run a bulky set. But yeah, Salamence definitely something to watch out for, and the terrifying thing is there's so many different ways you can run the Mega, and that's assuming it even is a Mega, because Salamence, Scarf Salamence, is still a big threat. Next, Metagross. Metagross gets Tough Claws. It is worthwhile to note that before Mega Evolution, it gets the Clear Body ability, which means it can't be intimidated, unless, of course, you really, really feel like running. What's its other ability? Like Light Metal or something like that? It's horrible. Don't run it. And while I'm at it, might as well mention the Kangaskhan gets, what's it get? It gets Scrappy before it Mega Evolves, so it can return ghosts, fake out ghosts, and whatever else. Anyways, back onto Metagross. Metagross is interesting. It's something that you would think you would run defensively with 80, 150, 110 bulk, but that 110 speed cares to differ. At the moment, you're seeing a lot of absolute max speed Metagross, and Metagross is really nice because it can counter Salamence to a degree, because even though Salamence does outspeed it, Metagross can take pretty much whatever Salamence wants to dish out and hit back with Ice Punch. But we're getting a bit ahead of ourselves. Let's start right off. First lot, you're going to be seeing Meteor Mash or possibly Iron Head. Second slot, you're going to be seeing a lot of Zen Headbutt, because with that Tough Claws boost, Meteor Mash / Iron Head and Zen Headbutt, great coverage. Now this slot right here, you get a lot of interesting things here. Earthquake allows it to deal with Heatran and other steel types. Ice Punch allows it to beat dragons. Bullet Punch gives it some priority. Down here you just usually have Protect. So those are the things you're going to be seeing most of the time. What else does it get? I mean, you could run Hammer Arm. Actually, I considered running Hammer Arm on Metagross to hit Kangaskhan. Unfortunately, it is very important to note I'm running a Timid. No, we'd be running Jolly. Where's Jolly? There's Jolly. Anyways, it's very important to note that even Tough Claws, 252, Adamant, does not OHKO Kang. So Kang is very bulky. You need to be aware of that. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yes. One more thing you can viably run here. Hone Claw is a boosting move you probably haven't heard of. It's half Swords Dance. It boosts your attack by 1, and it also boosts your accuracy by 1. And the first thing you think of with that is, oh, you know, it seems so worthless. Why boost your accuracy? Well, assuming you're not running Iron Head and you're instead running Meteor Mash, it has 90% accuracy. Zen Headbutt also has 90% accuracy, so Hone Claw seems like it could be a really, really good option. You could also go with speed and then run more into bulk, because you're getting the attack boost, and with the attack and accuracy boost, you don't have to rely on shaky accuracy moves. You get the attack boost, and you get to be bulky. Sounds pretty good, but the issue is that you have to set up a bit. So it's like, yeah. In a moment, I'll be back. I guess I'm going to make this a two-part series. This is already long enough as it is. We've covered Kangaskhan, Salamis, and Metagross. Next time we'll be covering Charizard, and the more interesting picks here, Gengar and Camerupt. They're not big in the meta right now, but I think each of them has unique abilities that will allow them to function. So anyways, I'll see you next time with part 2